Good day, Lagos, and welcome to Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. My name is Prezi, and it's glad to actually have you join us on today's show. My name, actually, as you know already, is Prezi, and I have my beautiful co-host here with me. And I mean, they're looking gorgeous today before the camera shows them. Just let it focus on me for now. But okay, you can now move over to them. I have Priscilla and also Debbie here with me today on the show. How are you doing, ladies?
I didn't mean I knew you now.
You laugh what? You laugh.
Don't worry. But good morning, good day.
But you look beautiful, actually. I mean, you guys look beautiful. I have to say, I complimented based on the logo and, the colors and all of that. It's just a lot.
I took it seriously.
I think we decided to give them basketballs, prepare ourselves both in outfits and with
I'm sad that you guys didn't even notice. Yeah, I woke up a Yoruba guy this morning.
You woke up
looking for his actual.
Don't worry. Anyways, this is the Tea Time show on Plus TV Africa. And remember, you can actually join the conversation here because we'll be talking about a lot of things that are happening in the entertainment scene and also giving you some gist actually that you might actually not be aware of. Okay, and you can actually join the conversation on our YouTube channel, Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. Do comment and also send us what you actually think as regards the discussions we have here in the studio. Starting off the show right now, we'd like to start off with some of the trending videos we have for you, and this is trending video number 1.
Kasongo, yeah. Kasongo, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now, I mean, we are supposed to actually have a day where we get to celebrate firstborn.
Yeah.
Yes, honestly.
If there's any way we have to push for that, I will be the first to actually
I would second that.
Two of them, yeah. Let me tell you guys, in case you guys don't know, both of them they are not firstborn. Yeah.
Which is the
Impossible.
Born. If possible, you are like a last born.
Why do you think so?
Middle born.
Why do you think so?
Can't relate.
No, exactly. It's because we can't relate to how the firstborns are actually able to actually carry every single person along. That's why we see what they do and we appreciate, and that's why
I always have a conversation with God every single morning. I say, God, it's you actually understand why you didn't make me a firstborn, because it's a lot of responsibility. I use my sister as an example. Somebody's calling her here, oh, there's no this money, this and that. She has to send money, right? Now, I'm not saying I don't help, but I'm saying the responsibility for a firstborn is a lot, actually.
it's
What did you say?
So honestly, I have a take on this, and then I want to go to the eastern part of the country because that is
where
I'm more conversant with. Most of these Igbo families, their firstborn, they take their time to, impact their firstborn, take them to best schools. In fact, help them plan relocation abroad. And the all responsibility of the other kids is solely on the firstborn. They believe once I, take you to school, once you gain education, once you learn a trade, now you are automatically a parent in this house. Take care of your younger ones too.
why I don't think that should be something that parents should actually do.
But
I think that's just moving all the.
That is the reality of some families.
But
that's not right.
Seriously, right? Don't you think it's already too demanding for firstborns? I mean, I believe in equality, right? And I feel like everybody should, firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, and the other numbers, right? Everybody should live up to the responsibility, and not just because in most families you just see them leave everything to the firstborn. Oh, my firstborn will send me money. Oh, my firstborn will, take, especially when maybe there's a burial in the family or something that has to do with the family. They always want the firstborn to be the first person to show, concern and all of that. But I feel like it's not too demanding, actually.
I feel it is demanding, but the thing is that I feel like every family with their dynamic. So for most families, they've already said that, you know what, whether firstborn or not, I'm going to make sure that every single one of my children are trained the same way, so that none of them become a burden for the other.
Honestly.
So firstborn or not, I know that they have responsibility, to look after their younger ones. But that does not mean that the younger ones should now say, okay, since I have an older sibling, let them handle all my bills, let them do everything. That's just not right. At the end of the day, it comes down to you as a person. Like, are you able to take care of yourself? Are you going to like be able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do for myself? I don't want to put the burden, the financial burden, the emotional burden on only one person to handle. Like, I think for somebody that is sane should know that, yes, I should be able to take care of myself.
I think what you just said is how an enlightened family should be. But that is, however, not the reality in most cases.
Actually.
And this is not just the eastern part of the country. Even up to the western, the Yorubas, you see them. In fact, they might ask the firstborn to drop out of school so they can use their available resources to send the younger ones to school. You as the firstborn, go learn a trade. Let your younger ones go to school. We've seen it happen. Have you guys seen this trending video of a very little child? She can't be more than 8-9 years. That was talking like an adult. Like, I don't tell this because man, she know they carry something chop. People have not seen it. She's a very small girl. She'll be like 6-7. And I think her mother, I don't know where the mother might be, but she has younger ones of like 2-3 years. And if you see the way this girl talks, saying you go chop winch, and because they say no, they beg, go chop winch. This girl is too young for this. We should leave the parenting to the parents and not just put that burden on the first child.
You know, at the end of the day, when you actually see children behave in this certain way, that's when you actually come to think like, before this child can start acting in this kind of manner, what have the child been going through before? So imagine that kind of child. Now you know that obviously at home, if the younger one does something wrong, it's the older one that they will scold. Because they'll say, well, you're not there. And the child is just 8 years old. That's a child.
Anyways, well said, ladies. I mean, I have a lot of questions to ask regarding this because it's something that we do not like talk about a lot, you know, here in Nigeria especially. But we'll leave that aside. We'll talk about that some other time. Let's move on right now to the next trending video for today. I mean, why is everything always extra with ladies? Why? I mean, just look at how simple it was for a guy to just drive out of the house. He just walked into the car and zoomed off. But for ladies, it's always extra. They have to do makeup. They have to do, you know, I mean, look at that cup. Where are you taking the cup to? I mean...
It's very necessary.
I know that's actually I've seen that that one is even another annoying thing about ladies.
I feel like some guys have Stanley Cup now.
Why would you even have
Stanley Cup?
Why?
Oh my god, what are you saying? It's the truth. Guys have Stanley Cup.
Why would the guy even be carrying such cup?
Yeah, why would they?
No, they do have Stanley Cups.
I think it's a different brand, maybe a water bottle for gym or something.
No, it's Stanley.
That's a sippy cup. Why would they not use a sippy cup in public?
It's very necessary nowadays. Like, every single person needs to stay hydrated.
Know how you ladies hold that cup. But looking at that video, actually, would you guys agree that it's actually true? I mean,
well, to an extent, I can say to an extent, it wasn't like
exaggerated something.
Which part was that?
The cleaning, yes, the cleaning and the powder.
Makeup even inside the car.
But it's not when we step into the car. It's after.
Thank you.
I feel like you guys are right.
That part of adjusting the car seat.
That one is very necessary.
The lady's car is always overpacked because our shoes will be there, a spare outfit will be there, our essentials will be there.
But you know, at the end of the day, this same outfit and the rest and shoes
apply to some guys.
So guys,
well, actually, I won't lie because I have one of my friends.
Because at the end of
this car and I was seeing different brands of shoes, but it's fine.
most of these guys, they have all their clothes inside. So maybe you're coming from the dry cleaner, the clothes are staying in the car, that's their wardrobe. So
and one thing, what is it with African women, Nigerian ladies adjusting their seat to almost enter the steering wheel?
They are not used to. They are not used to driving.
Is it that they are short of?
Maybe.
That is a disrespect to.
No, that's why I said maybe now.
Don't say that. Don't.
Very wrong.
Don't even say that.
Okay, before the ladies come for me, right? Let's just move over to the next trending video right now. My goodness. I'm laughing because, I mean, I can relate to this as a guy, you know, going to cut my hair most times but I don't actually like charge my phones when I go to a public space like that, you know. But this is typical Lagos. I mean, anywhere you are, maybe you went to cut your hair or make your hair, there's always this consciousness that you just have to check your phone or else your phone can move. It will develop legs and move.
The fact is that I can't relate to that story, but
why?
The fact that the moments where the barber just like moves to the front and then
Microsecond.
and then the phone disappeared. You could see the like
But would you even really blame
shock on his
people
face.
who, like, anywhere they go, they are taking their charger to like charge their
I
phones?
blame those people.
You blame them.
Because God bless the person that invented
Power bank.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's not everybody that likes power bank. I mean, some people do not even know that most times power bank spoils phone. Do you know?
That's
Most
what
times.
Is that
People say.
scientifically proven?
that's what
You have
people
your
say.
statistics to back it up.
I think there are statistics for that.
Well, I understand
So
your
bring your
case. I
statistics.
understand your case.
What
Actually.
do you
I
mean?
know. Don't worry. Let's not go
But
there.
honestly, especially this thing happens a lot in school environment.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people there, they can see that phone is for you. But let something happen to that phone, let that phone go at me. Instead of them look at you like, I've never seen it before in my life.
Mm.
They look at you like, okay, what's happened? Do you guys let me see my phone? But you all were here, you saw the phone. They're like, I did not see any phone, I did not see any phone, I did not see any phone, I did not see any phone. And that is one of the biggest tragedy that can happen to a Nigerian.
But you know the one that even pains me is
Yeah.
somebody takes your phone in a public space and they leave the charger. So what do you want the person to do with the charger?
It's a reminder of what
Charge your next phone.
But is that crazy? Because I mean, I've seen places where somebody is charging his phone in a public space and they leave charger for the person, and I'm like, this person has mind.
You just reminded me of something. My junior sister,
Okay.
she went to charge her power bank she was like in school, she had a class. So she took her power bank to the cafe and she went to plug it and she went for class. When she had to come out, she saw a charger. She didn't see a power bank.
The truth has been so
But people are
Yeah, the power bank, the
these
charger.
days actually. But anyways, it just shows that you have to be very cautious, you know, when you are in a public space. Don't just carry charger and just plug anywhere and say, oh, don't worry, my phone is safe. No, it might not be safe. Somebody can help you
move it.
You know. But let's move over right now to the last trending video on the T-Time. This particular video, right, it just explains the whole idea of what Nigeria is again. You know, here in Nigeria, we are already used to this African time factor where, and I won't even blame Nigerians, right? I won't even blame anyone who, because even for me, I've attended events where they say, oh, it's for 12 p.m. And I get to the event maybe even by, let's say 12:30, right? Which is not even right, but 12:30, because in my head, I'm like, Lagos event especially, they won't start early. And you get there 12:30 and 2 p.m. they've not even started. And you're asking yourself, why did you now come out of your house quite early? I don't know.
To answer that one, you should first be thankful that you left your house quite early. Because if you had left like a few minutes later, you might get to that event maybe 8 p.m. because of Lagos traffic. That's number one.
Well, traffic is actually a
Now,
factor.
number
too,
two, African time factor. It has been in existence. I wonder the person that brought up that concept, and that person should be arrested.
I feel like it's just
Arrested.
Person has
Person looks like we dead.
to humanity. Yes, because tell me why you say an event is for 5 and I get there 8 p.m. and nothing has started. I'm practically helping the organizer
time.
to move the tables
Yeah.
to the preferred location. So I think that has been something since time immemorial. We met it in this world, and I think we'll leave it in this world.
At the end,
African society.
since most people have this African mentality, they tend to always be not time conscious of events that actually start on time at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, they will not start preparing to go for an event of 12:30 by 4. And then the event actually started by 12. Only for them to get there by 4 and it's already like to the end of the event.
Yes,
So
and me as a friend, if I tell you my event is for 12, I expect you to be there by 11:30. I don't subscribe to the
Why?
whole African
If
time.
the person doesn't have anything he's doing at your wedding, I mean, the person will likely come late. That's just the truth.
yeah, but them coming late
Did I
is
tell you
it's not
for my
it's not like
wedding?
it's not like a force. No, it's not a do or die affair,
True.
truly. So they can come late, true, but being early, it shows respect. It shows like that you are disciplined. It shows principle. It shows a lot of things.
Yeah, I get that.
So you coming late to an event like 5 o'clock to an event of 12. What are you looking for?
What I'm saying this is that, I mean, for me now, I try to get to an event early enough, but because of how Lagos events have become, structured in a way whereby they hardly start early. There are some that start early, but most of them hardly start early. Now, with that mindset already, you are already telling yourself, they won't start at that normal time they put there, and you just go late. not like you really wanted to go late, but because you just have the idea that they will start late. You just
agree.
But you know, this whole African timing is actually starting to, shall I use what, evolutionize?
us.
Yes, no, not us. Like, it's starting to reduce. I don't think it's only me that has noticed it, but most events,
I would like to know how.
most events we have been going for recently, although they say by 12, the events, you know, you guys looking at it from African time, you're saying, okay, probably I'll go there by 1, and so I'm still, like, probably not started. But then it actually starts by 12. If they say by 9 o'clock, it's starting by 9. That's how most events are nowadays. They are not doing African time anymore. Like,
I think it depends on the kind of event.
I think so too, because the last one I went, this was just December,
one thing
January.
I mean,
oh my
what I
God.
want to say is that the entertainment scene, it's always African time. Tell me why you go to a club out in 12 p.m., nothing is happening. But you start going like 2:30, 3.
That's
when the club is brewing. Just imagine you wanted to go to the club for a long time and you're like, oh, I can't sleep out. Oh, they close my gates by 10. So I have to leave my house by 10. Oh my God, you're not a baddie. You're just doing it. But now, let's now look at interviews in Lagos. No African time for interviews. If they tell you the interview is for 8 a.m.,
I disagree with that.
8:01,
I disagree with that.
they'll start marking you -1, -2. Maybe the person you've been applying to, Sha.
So this is why I said it's more like subjective and personal, right? Everyone has
that's
their own
right.
experience.
But I think for corporate societies,
they are also victims to this.
I don't think so, though.
I've gone for an interview
Yeah,
where
it's right.
they didn't start. They said 12, but they didn't start 12. They started at least by 2.
that
I
was
understand
the
that most times they start.
No, it's most likely sometimes it's not always a test.
Yes.
It's just that situations, like they must
From
have
them,
had, yes, from their own side,
yeah.
they must have had something else to do. That's why it had to be pushed to that other time.
That is also right. But I'm saying it might be a test. To test your patience, you know, you have maybe a
Well, there's that factor, actually.
role.
There's
It
that
might be
factor.
a little test, like, okay, how patient can this person be? You might just snap and be like, okay, I've been here since 12, what are they even doing? I'm going on. And yeah.
Anyways, we'll just end this conversation on all of the trending videos you just watched right now, and we'll dive into the trending stories we have on the social media. And first, we'll be talking about the story surrounding Priscilla Ojo, who is the daughter to Iyabo Ojo, who we also know she has been in the news for a lot of stuff. Controversial, actually, if you ask me. But right now, she actually welcomed her husband. I almost called him fiancé, but well, they will probably shoot me if they see me. But yeah, she welcomed her husband, who is known as Juma Juice. And, you know, he actually arrived in Nigeria in preparation, you know, for
Their
their
Nigerian
forthcoming
wedding.
And I'm blown away by the number of weddings they've done already and they are yet to actually do. The first one, which happened in Tanzania, I think they said it had to be done based on the arrangement of the groom, which is the husband, right? But now they are now coming to Nigeria to now do the one of, you know,
Their Nigerian wedding.
and I'm hearing that there will be a traditional wedding, then there will not be a white wedding.
Please tell me which Yoruba family would skip traditional wedding.
Well, I know Yorubas take that quite serious.
Very serious.
I feel like her wedding will most likely be like the talk of the town when it comes to April, which is like not even far from now.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
But first things first, money and water. Yeah, let me just put it that way. Like we've seen the husband, Juma Jukes, is rumored to be the nephew to the former prime minister or president or so of Tanzania. So just imagine.
Money,
that's
money.
quite big. And Iyabo Ojo too, she's a force to reckon with in the movie industry, the Nollywood. So yes, and even Prissy, she's doing so well for herself
Exactly.
as a young influencer. She
And
has
a
her brand.
businesswoman.
Yes, so she has her money. So if they decide that okay,
I like when you
let's
said
do
money.
all
I
the
like when you
money,
said
money,
money.
money.
It
in giving
seems
me
like there's a
wedding
difference
of
between
my
money
dreams.
and money.
Money.
I like that actually.
But for real, I totally get that, and I would say a very big congratulations to Priscilla and
Juma Juice.
And it's like you said, it's bringing a lot of Tanzanian men to come and choose their Ololufe.
Are you sure we'll not go there? We have to attend that wedding in April. You
No,
know,
I'm not looking for love. You know, I'm not a picture of love.
I'm not looking for love.
That-
She's not looking for
I'm
love.
not looking for.
In the bosque.
Wow, she's looking for love.
I won't call that war, but you know, but I really think I need to ask this question.
Yeah.
What do you two think about big weddings? Do you subscribe to that idea? Because I think me personally, I like to
Talking
be
about
small,
that actually.
intimate. just because I don't see the need in calling, people to come eat. I don't know.
But I will shoot
really
you on your leg.
I like a small intimate event, just friends and family and my lover. That day is for us.
Yeah, for me, I think if you have the money, like, it's just
that's what I
money.
wanted to say.
Okay.
When you said money, I was like, why would you have money and want to
Do something so on.
small?
Well, there are people like that too, but I think everybody with their own preference at the end of the day.
But I feel like for her kind of status, right, she's a big person. And the guy in question who is coming from Tanzania, he's also a big music artist as well, right? So I believe he has the money to like, and for the kind of status two of them have, I don't think they want to do anything small. For instance, somebody like Davido, I'm sure if maybe he had that choice of wanting to do something small, but because of his status, it has to be loud.
Well, they did a small wedding.
They had a very small intimate wedding. We can see the likes of what's his name, Johnny Drew and his wife.
And those ones, those ones are
hold on. You can't tell me they don't have the resources to throw a grand wedding, but they chose to, have a small intimate.
I think they like you said, it's based on preference. It's based on preference.
That's right. And I think even if Priscilla wants a small intimate wedding, I'm more than Ojo. Which is what we are.
Which is what.
But I doubt let's be real. Do you think she's someone that would say that she wants a small intimate wedding?
I think she
already has.
She says she doesn't. Looking at the guy's status, I don't think they will do a small wedding.
That's
what
they've already had like this kind of grand one in Tanzania. So for them to not come back and do a grand one, I mean, it doesn't add up.
To tell people how to spend their money, but
money.
Yeah,
You're still saying that too.
I'll still go for a small intimate wedding. In fact, maybe a destination wedding. Like the type of banking W.
This is too much fantasy already.
That was small. That's not fantasy.
Your fantasy is fantasizing me.
Place.
Oh my goodness.
30 under 30. Check my
name. Thank you.
Anyway, let me move on to the next story. This one talks about a kind of, I don't know, it's a conversation that we've always seen or heard here in the music scene. And this one is talking about rappers in Nigeria, and one of the popular rapper by name Phenom, he actually came out to state that Abaga should not be compared to any other Nigerian rapper, emphasizing that his iconic status within the country's hip-hop scene. He also asserted that he compared MI's hits song to those of rappers Vector, and he also clearly believed that Abaga is in a category of his own. Now, the truth is, I understand that when a lot of rappers, even musicians and artists, we've seen them come out to compare their abilities, right? And I understand where Phenom is coming from, but I do not actually like this conversation of having to compare people, because everybody have like their own strengths, capacity, and the quality of work they put out there actually. And I don't know what you ladies have to say. Phenom, who is actually like talking about this, he's actually a great rapper as well.
Is he though?
Yeah, he is actually. Well, he was like one of those foremost rapper, but I don't know. Maybe he decided to like take a different path.
When it comes to this comparison thing, it's already something that we already know that since time immemorial. It has always been there, and it will still always be there.
Yeah.
It's comparison is something that we should be ready to see it every single day, every single time, because
what I want to say about
it's
everywhere. It's just you cannot do without it in the music industry, in the entertainment industry. Like it's just everywhere.
There is an English proverb for this, and I'll chip it in. I always like to. I'm an old soul. Comparison is the thief of joy. Why must you pitch artists, talents against each other? Funny how most of these artists in real life, they have no animosity towards one another. But when the fan factor come in, that is when you see
start having differences.
Which does the video, MI or Vector, and you start seeing MI and
so now you said this. I think I would like us to like talk about this. So do you think that what is happening now? Let's not digress, right? But I want to use what you just said. Do you think now that it is the fans that are causing this rift between Wizkid, the Davido, and the Burna Boy? Because they always come up. You think it's the fans?
No, I feel for this.
I have something to say.
Okay.
I think I smell a little bit of strategy there.
Okay,
exactly.
That could involve too.
Exactly.
But what is it that it is when you're about to release
something? That's when something crazy will happen.
If dog did not die, your name will be in the news for very bad things. And you see these people, they go at some people. You've not even seen the video before in your life. They will talk about David like he's their first cousin. Like,
I swear.
Adeleke is this.
He has. The one that always pain me is that they will go and do their research and not say, hi, he has not built a house for his father. Look at where his father is staying. And I'm like, how did you guys bring that picture? How?
Yeah, especially during that Asake.
Let's go back.
Asake, that they brought different things out.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's fans and they themselves.
Yes, I
are the
really
problem.
think their marketing, their PR team always have things to do with this rift.
Well, if they don't use such strategies, I feel like sometimes.
The other strategies, get creative. It's getting boring already. Imagine we've already.
But what other kind of
Then you don't
strategy
have time
would
for
they
these
employ? Like, let's look at it. It always has to be something negative, because at the end of the day, negativity drives best. Because if they don't look for something negative, joyful things they're happy.
I really don't believe
it's nice and the rest. But I feel negative news drive best.
Because of time, please.
Okay.
We have to actually go on a break right now.
I want to talk about Phenom.
Please.
This Phenom.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Anyways, I'm so sorry that I had to pause you, okay, but we have to actually take a break right now. I want you actually to know here on the Tea Time Show, we're going on a music break right now, but when we come back, we have a guest who will be joining us here in the studio. He's an amazing talent, and I want you to actually stay tuned to this platform because we'll be right back after this music break. Do stay tuned.